What does a free Syria mean for the country, its refugees and the rest of the world? Generations have lived under the Assad dynasty for 5 decades. Many have known nothing else. What has changed has been described as the equivalent of the fall of the Berlin Wall. The rapid collapse of the Assad regime saw a coalition of rebel groups gain control of the capital, Damascus, yesterday. Today, there are still scenes of celebration, seizing a moment of joy, a moment of hope before the urgent question of what replaces what has gone before. With the latest, here's Olivia Guthrie.
The frenzied rescue of women and children held in the prison known as the human slaughterhouse. Thousands of Syrian political prisoners jailed by the fallen Assad regime are reported to have been killed here at Sednaya. Those who've survived are being set free. Rescue teams have been told there are others being held in underground dungeons.
Yesterday we received calls from civilians. There are missing prisoners that supposedly they are now under the ground, in the floors under the ground. We responded immediately with the 5 specialized teams and with the trained dogs that they can help us to locate those who are alive.
On the streets of Damascus, the shock fall of Bashar al-Assad's rule is still sinking in. His 24-year reign over in 24 hours.
We were unable to talk about the fact that we were persecuted and living without dignity. Everyone who would travel abroad would tell us that there are human rights, etc. But we didn't see any of it. Hopefully now the country will get better.
World leaders are considering how to respond to yesterday's sudden regime change. Now Hayat Tahrir al-Sham are in charge. There's talk in the West of rethinking the al-Qaeda-linked rebel group's status as a terrorist organisation. But the US and Israel are working to secure Syria's stash of chemical weapons.
That's why we attacked strategic weapon systems, like, for example, remaining of chemical weapons or long-range missiles and rockets, in order that they will not fall in the hands of extremists.
Footage has emerged reportedly showing tunnels discovered under the presidential residence. But Assad and his family aren't here. The Kremlin's confirmed they've fled to Russia. But even here in Moscow, the rebel flag is flying over the Syrian embassy. Many of those who fled Syria in the last decade are now returning across the border. But what they're returning to remains uncertain. Olivia Guthrie, ITV News.